Let's talk Polygon's 𝗲𝗡. After we've seen a near 100% move to the upside, what is likely to happen next? As we look at this weekly time frame, we can see the price now dropping below the 50 SMA and the 50 EMA, perhaps targeting that 200 EMA. And maybe drop down to the daily time frame. After we've seen the price push up to just shy of $1, we have seen it break on down, once again losing the 50 SMA and the 50 EMA, perhaps targeting the 200 EMA. And the last time we did look at 𝗲𝗡, well, we were looking for a breakdown in price, and lo and behold, we have seen that. So the question begs, where is the price action going for Polygon's 𝗲𝗡? What can we expect to happen? All the usual good stuff, guys. Let's talk all things 𝗲𝗡, but first of all, run the intro. Yes, welcome back to Cheeky Crypto Uncensored, here to talk all things Polygon's 𝗲𝗡 today. Let's get straight on into this one. We'll start off on the 4-hour time frame for 𝗲𝗡, obviously BitGet being the data source. We did see previously the move up here into that C-wave target area between 87.5 cent and 92.8 cent. So we can obviously conclude that that move to the upside being complete over here, and we have of course seen the price break on down. But as we know, we did initially see this 5-wave drop to the downside for 𝗲𝗡, and we know if we start in 5 waves, we must end in 5 waves. So predictably, when we were looking at this the previous time, we were of course looking for that 5-wave move to, kind of break down for 𝗲𝗡. Now what we can do, we can be a bit presumptuous of this one, take that 100% move of the A wave, bring it over to that B wave high. Well, we will know that we are looking for a move down into the 121 to the 1.236, where we can see it has now entered into between 77.54 cent and 74.8 cent. But of course, we then need to, kind of understand the makeup of the structure that is going on here. So we do know that we are looking for this 5-wave impulsive move to the downside under Elliott wave theory. The makeup of this move within itself, well, it does look like we have a big wave 1, wave 2. We are currently coming down in its wave 3, potentially not yet complete, with a wave 4 and wave 5 still to come. So what we do know we need to do here is take that 100% measurement of the wave 1 and take it over to that swing high for the wave 2, where we can see, yes, we actually have just met the requirement for that impulsive move to the downside, the 1.618 here at 75.7 cent on the BitGet spot chart. The internal moves in ourselves, obviously I do think there is still a little bit still to go to the downside. We covered this off for our members down in Discord, which of course is linked in the description down below. We covered this off earlier on, put the technical analysis update out for everybody. I do still believe there's still a little move to come here in this 3rd wave, bring us down a little bit further before we do look for this next move to the upside in the 4th wave, followed on by another 5th wave move to the downside. But what we can take a note of here, the stochastic positioning for Polygon's 𝗲𝗡 has of course reset. The 4-hour, the 8-hour and the daily are oversold. So we know that we are looking for a push to the upside. However, with that hourly still to correct, I do think, we will see a little bit of a pullback, then a little bit of a move up in this 4th wave, then yet again another pullback before we do see this next explosive move to the upside for 𝗲𝗡. So everything is really playing out quite well here. We talk about this quite often for our members down in Discord. We talk about Polygon's 𝗲𝗡 and how favourable its chart truly is. Polygon's 𝗲𝗡 is very, very respectful of Fibonacci levels, making it very easy to predict and really follow on the moves that are playing out here. So what we can see, it's quite indicative here. On this 4-hour time frame, we can see how the moves are playing out. It's quite easy to trace them, track them, and really follow what is going on here. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next coming days and weeks, with the expectation here for a little bit of a pullback still to come, another move to the upside, then another pullback. And obviously what we're looking at here is a potential big A, B and C structure, but given the way things are playing out, I am actually looking for this more to go into a bit of an impulsive move to the downside here. We really zoomed on out. We could really be looking for this to, really take some legs to the downside overall here, which may not be, suited to most people. But when we really look at the way the charts are playing out here, we are expecting a bigger pullback in the market. I do believe we are starting to see that now. Perhaps a local top for many projects are in, and we are in that corrective phase. When we take 𝗲𝗡 up, of course, onto that daily time frame, we kind of touched on it on the intro for today's video. Well, we have now lost the daily the daily 50 SMA in green, the daily 50 EMA in red, which, you know, we've not really lost them for quite some time now on the daily time frame, especially here. We could go all the way back to the 21st of October when we finally broke through. Pretty much breaking through there, closing above the 50 EMA here. And for the SMA, well, we've actually broke that. When did we break through that one? Where can we see this one? Probably the week before, the day before, sorry, the 20th of October. So pretty much since mid-October, we've been very bullish on the price action. Now, as you will know, when the price is trending above the 50 EMA, the 50 SMA, the 200 EMA, then you tend to be bullish looking for the long position. But when you lose these areas, then, you know, you're traditionally looking for shorts. So should we see this price continue to the downside, losing out the 200 EMA here, well, I'm afraid we will be looking for more short positions. Now, I do think we would see that correction first. From that correction, I do then expect to see, you know, further pressure to the downside overall in the market. And we've not really hid away from that one, guys. We've been very blunt, very open, very honest that we have been expecting big pullbacks in the market. And I do believe, you know, that we are now starting to see that come to light. So when we look at the structures that are kind of playing out here on this daily time frame, well, we can see this initial pull to the downside. Once again, take it over to the next swing high. Well, first of all, we can be predicting out 69, nice. 69.3 cent down to around about 64.4 cent. This would be the kind of first area of interest I would like to see Matic come on down to, where of course we could see this one drop much lower. But I do think, you know, this is probably our first pit stop on the path to, you know, the bigger corrections for Matic. Now we can get into the structure a little bit more later in the video, what I actually expect to go on here. But yeah, a first test for interest here would be that 69.29 to 64.39. If this does go a little bit deeper, then, you know, it's much more of a bearish territory for Polygon's Matic, looking at that 57 cent level. But I'll cover that off a little bit later in the video. So yeah, overall what's going on here, coming down, losing the 50 EMA, losing the 50 SMA, coming down to test out that 200 EMA. Of course, this is at equilibrium, which we will find a bit of a fight to come down here and break that. But that's fine as we look down at the lower time frames here. But we are in a 5-wave structure, so we will see this one come on down, perhaps test here, bounce up from there, then move down once again. So overall, yeah, everything's, you know, kind of nesting down pretty well here for the price action of Polygon's Matic. Once again, being very respectful of, you know, the Fibonacci levels on the charts, as Matic always, you know, it always kind of tends to be. As we jump up to the weekly time frame before we wrap up today's video, well, we know that we are looking at this as this A, B, and C corrective move to the downside. If you missed the previous video, we talked about the more macro structures, about what really happened in the previous bull market, the truncated move then into a flat correction, explaining the first 5-wave, and now why we are looking at this as a corrective move down here. Once again, we know we have came down in 5 waves in this initial drop, and we will expect another 5 waves to come on down here for the price action of Polygon's Matic, still targeting out a retest of that current bear market low of 31.6 cent. The current target area for this C wave is 31.04 down to as low as 23.64. Now, of course, you will be well aware the minimum expectation will be 49.24 cent. I think that'd be very underwhelming to see a stagnant or a lackluster move down here. I do expect it to overextend, especially with the conditions the rest of the market are sitting in, the pullbacks that, you know, the likes of Bitcoin is looking for. When we talk about Bitcoin, maybe a 20 to 40 to 60% retracement. If we were to kind of bring those levels into here for Polygon's Matic, well, we can see a 60% retracement would bring us down into that C-wave target area. Once again, on the weekly time frame, losing the 50 SMA, losing the 50 EMA, a test of that 200 down at around about 67 cent. Yes, it'd be very interesting to see. We can, of course, see the smart money concept giving us a strong low down at the current bear market low. Of course, that is going to kind of show there. I do expect that one to be broken. Let's not hide any secrets here. I'll tell you exactly where my thoughts are. Now, of course, the bearish target here would be down to around about 18.35 and 11.07, giving us an overall structure here for the current the bear market here for Polygon's Matic as this bigger A, B, and C structure. I am not ruling this one out, guys. You know my feelings, my sentiment on the market as a whole. I am extremely bearish still. Although we have seen these fantastic moves to the upside, I still feel like there is one big play still to happen. We've covered it many times before. We do not know the rhyme, we do not know the reason. Maybe the Fed pivot, maybe something, black swan events, whatever it is it wants to be touted about. I just feel like there's one big play still to happen before we're off to races, and I do still expect better prices for Polygon's Matic. Guys, let's wrap that one up there for today. Nice, short and sweet, not taking up too much of your time. If you've enjoyed today's video, as always, smash up the like button, subscribe and tap on the bell. If you're going to trade, please do trade safely. Have a nice tight stop loss. Make some great gains, stay safe in the space, and until next time, have a very nice day.